Makakausap natin via Zoom si Ginoong Don McLean-Gill. He is a geopolitical analyst and lecturer at the Department of International Studies of De La Salle University. Good evening. May we call you Don or Professor Don?
Good evening po, and maraming pong salamat sa pagkakataong ito, and please call me Don.
Okay, nagtatagalog po siya. Okay, marami pong salamat. Ano po sa palagay ninyo? Ito po ba'y makakaapekto sa mga numero muli? Una, nagpapasalamat tayo na walang nangyari kay Ginoong Trump. Ano po? Pero ito pong nangyaring ito ay sa palagay ninyo will move the needle again one way or the other?
Well, that's a very interesting question. And in relation po sa nangyari, may tatlong observations po na kailangan natin bigyan ng halaga. First of all is, nakikita po natin na napakataas na po ang stakes ng presidential election na ito, especially pagdating sa mga American voters, in line of security, economics, and social life. Second, of course, may mga concerns din po kung whether itong form of violence ay magiging permanent feature ng future trajectory of U.S. political life. That's another major concern. And third, of course, yung hindi masyadong napapag-usapan po ay ang relation ng wars na nangyayari sa ibang parte ng mundo at ang connection nito sa U.S. politics. If we are aware, yung gunman na na-identify has a strong position in recruiting foreign fighters po para sa war efforts ng Ukraine. So I believe that this also has something to do with President Trump's position on the Russia-Ukraine situation as well. We could only speculate for now. So pagdating po sa question nyo regarding yung needle particularly, we are yet to see how impactful this would be pagdating sa numbers on the ground, right? So during yung first shooting incident na nabanggit niyo po, nakita po natin na nagkaroon ng change in candidacy ang Democratic Party noon. And of course, to even the odds, since Trump had a clear, noticeable advantage after that situation, so they had to replace the current president with Vice President Kamala Harris. But of course, we have to take note po na even post-debate ni Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Trump, we can't say that the needle has really moved considerably or meaningfully. Ang labanan po dyan ay yung undecided voters. Given, of course, na napaka-polarized ang national political system ng United States, the war battle will definitely be para po sa mga undecided voters. And for now, we can only speculate as to itong situation na to, kung gaano kalaki po magiging impact na to sa undecided voters.
So, Professor Don, ano sa palagay po ninyo ang magiging pinaka-epektibong paraan para makaungos ang numero ng bawat kandidato? Pagkatapos ng endorsement ni Taylor Swift, pagkatapos ng US presidential debate, 2 assassination attempts, I don't know about after this one, but sa ngayon, 5 puntos ang angat ni Kamala Harris laban kay Donald Trump. Do you think that's a lot? Is there a trajectory in sight about where the numbers are going?
Well, it's still a very tight game and it could still be anyone's game. Pero kailangan po nating i-emphasize na Vice President Kamala Harris has been peaking, for a little bit, yung numbers po niya compared to former President Trump. But I don't think that this is significant enough for a guaranteed victory, given na may time pa po. I think there's around 2 more months to decide as to where the undecided voters would go. So I think one of the issues na hindi nga actually masyadong na-touch, especially from former President Trump, which was quite interesting during the debate, ay yung socio-economic issues. Particularly affecting the middle class Americans. And hindi po nabigyan ng masyadong emphasis yon, especially since, interestingly, majority po ng mga undecided voters are from that category. So I think that it would be necessary, to leverage on that aspect, for that particular side of the undecided voters.
Okay, Professor Don, going further, doon po sa inyong sinabi ngayon lang, ang tanong ko po, ano ho ang dapat sa palagay ninyo na gawin ng dalawang kandidato para pumasungkit itong mga undecided voters?
Well, once again, hello, Miss Pinky. It's great to converse with you again. And yun nga po, I think that the key here is to focus on the socio-economic issues, the grassroots socio-economic issues na hindi po nabibigyan much ng attention. So as you can see, the Republican side has been, going on about yung mga hardcore issues that are often emphasized under Republican leadership. So issues of immigration, and all these things. Whereas the Democratic side has also been pursuing a more emphasized version on what they believe to be the hardcore issues. So I think that in terms of that, very less likely na magkakaroon ng swings from either camp. Towards each other. So I think that the need to focus more on the socio-economic issues would be of great importance, particularly for either candidate. But again, it could still be anyone's game. And we've seen, despite the fact na marami pong nangyari in between, including, as you've mentioned, Taylor Swift's endorsement, that really didn't push the needle too much. Right, so just a few percentages, single-digit percentages, but still not considerable enough. So again, this could still be anyone's game.
Okay, so siguro yung isang tanong na lang, no, yung doubts, hindi ho ba? Meron ho ba kayong nakikita, if at all, na questions on or doubts dito po sa nangyaring threat sa buhay ni Donald Trump?
Well, it's very alarming, really. I mean, napaka-alarming po nito, and this form of assassination attempts na magkasunod actually is very concerning, particularly when it comes to U.S. politics na hindi po natin nakita within the recent history of the United States, and we are now seeing that this has escalated considerably within just a few months, and that in itself shows us na we could see, as I mentioned earlier, yung intensity and the significant implications na naka-underpin sa particular election na to. I mean, we have seen what has happened since the COVID-19 pandemic and the wars that have been taking place around the world that has significantly impacted American citizens as well, and they have been quite disgruntled, given the fact na polarized pa rin yung dynamics ng national political system ng US. So I believe it's a mixture of all these factors that have made this current election to be somewhat intense, which has also led to a number of these violences. Despite the fact na nagbigay ng statement si President Biden and the Vice President as well, we could still see that the intensity of what is taking place today would likely unfold more as the election time comes near.
Okay, maraming salamat po sa inyo, Don McLean-Gill, geopolitical analyst at lecturer sa DLSU, Department of International Studies.